Hi guys, and welcome to Motorsport and Dream Cars. Today I've been invited along to a rather nice tennis club in the heart of Surrey. As you can tell by my outfit and my svelte figure, I've come to play tennis. That obviously is a complete lie. I've actually been invited along by Supercar Racing to a cars and coffee event. So far here we've got a Zenvo, we've just got a Huayra turn up. We've got a Noble and so many other things. It's going to be absolutely amazing because I don't actually know what cars are going to turn up. So it's going to be great. We're going to have a look around the event because I think there's going to be some absolutely amazing cars.
And I remember when you kissed me, I felt the taste of your lipstick, even the brand of your ripped jeans. I can still see it all. Top of buildings, just like a scene from a movie, living our life on the edge, and we'd never trip and fall, never trip and fall.
At the minute I feel like a kid in a toy shop, but the toys here are worth hundreds of thousands of pounds. The first car we're going to look at over here is the Carrera GT, and I think only 1,200 of these were made and 49 came to the UK. The V10, interestingly, originally was for Footwork Formula 1 in '92, resurrected for a Le Mans prototype and eventually ended up in this Carrera. The 5.7 V10 produced 603 brake horsepower and could get the car to 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds and on to 205 miles an hour. Because in the age of the car, this cost $500,000, which is an awful lot of money even by today's standards. Next door to the Carrera, we possibly have the rarest car here, which is a one-off Agera N. Now this car is currently up for sale at £2 million, so it's not something I'm going to be getting my bank card out for just yet. This carbon fibre masterpiece has a 5-litre V8 twin turbo, which produces 1,140 brake horsepower and will get to 200 kilometres an hour in a staggering 7.8 seconds. This car is made up of various other models within the Agera range, including the RS and the 1 of 1. So the rear wing, side skirts, wing mirrors and things like that really do finish it off to be something quite special. Now it's quite interesting, all of the cars that come out of the factory have a ghost on the back. Now the story behind that is, after a fire at the factory they were forced obviously to move and they went into an old aircraft hangar, and originally that housed one of the oldest Swedish Air Force squadrons in the country, and their symbol was a ghost. Now their motto was, the show must go on. Now out of respect they were asked, you know, can the show still go on? And by having the ghost on each car that comes out of there, that's exactly what happens. Next door to the Agera we have this rather striking green hypercar. This is the Zenvo TS1 GT. Now there are only 4 of these in the world and each one costs £1 million plus tax. Interestingly, the interior alone takes 8,000 hours and costs something like £180,000. The engine in this is actually built by Zenvo themselves and is a 5.8 twin supercharged V8, producing 1,163 brake horsepower and will hit 60 in 2.8 seconds and on to an electronically limited 230 miles an hour. They also do a race version in case this isn't hardcore enough. Just when I thought things couldn't get any better, I've come across this yellow Pagani Huayra. It's absolutely stunning. It's the first time I've actually seen one up close, and pictures really do not do it justice. The attention to detail on this car is incredible. The engine in this is developed by MercedesAMG and is a 5.9 bi-turbo. It will get to 60 in 2.8 seconds, has something like 700 brake horsepower and 1,100 foot-pound of torque. But I don't think that's really the point of this car. It's beautiful. It really, really is. So I'm going to shut up and we're going to have a better look around this car. Next door to the Huayra is another Italian supercar, the Lamborghini Aventador. I've luckily been out in one of these, and the sense of drama and occasion really is something quite special. When that 6.4 litre V12 is on song, it's incredible. It really is something quite special. I don't think there's anything better than a naturally aspirated V12. Just over here we have the Ford GT. This is the original one, built back in 2005. It's got a 5.4 litre supercharged engine, which means it gets 60 in about 3.3 seconds. It was actually built as a special anniversary edition celebrating 100 years of Ford. It's a really nice example, and you really don't get many of these around. I think they only built about 3,500, and that's probably got something to do with it. This is the new 2017 Porsche 911 GT3. It might look very similar to the previous generation, but they have made the car lighter by using different materials for the front and rear bumper, stiffer suspension for better handling, and even though the wing is exactly the same size as the previous generation, they've mounted it higher and further back, and this is giving something like 20% more downforce. The engine has also been increased from a 3.8 litre up to a 4 litre, producing around 500 brake horsepower, and is very, very similar to last year's Cup car. If we step back 39 years, this is the result. This is the 911. This is actually the iconic 930 Turbo from 1979. The cost of the car was absolutely massive. It was something like $37,000 when it first came out. Interestingly, the car was actually designed for homologation reasons, just to satisfy the racing requirements of Porsche and what they were doing at the time. And when they saw how popular the car was and the sales figures and stuff like that, they thought, yep, we like this, we're going to carry on developing the car and we'll keep selling it. The first generation of car had a 3 litre engine up until 1978, where they increased it to a 3.3 litre and gave it around 250 brake horsepower. The large turbo and the position of the engine made for some interesting handling characteristics, and unfortunately got the nickname of the Widowmaker. The turbo lag was quite a lot, and for a driver that wasn't really paying attention or hadn't driven one before, it would often see the car swapping ends and ending up in a ditch. This is the Noble M600, and I've actually been out in this car and it is great fun. The engine in this is actually developed by Yamaha Judd and is a 4.4 V8 and produces 650 brake horsepower. It's really light as well. It only weighs around 1200 kilos, so that's the same as I think about a Renault Clio. Now the car, because of this, will go on to do 225 miles an hour. It's a real driver's car. It's back to basics, no driver's aid at all. Well, it's got traction control, but that can be turned off, and has a wonderful, wonderful manual gearbox. I know supercars now have the flappy paddle gearboxes, but people do want manual, and that's something that this car can offer. This is a very, very limited anniversary edition of the Lamborghini Countach, and the car was basically completely redesigned, including the spoiler and bumper, extra cooling vents for both the front and rear brakes. Now, most of the panels on the car that were redesigned actually were done with a composite material, and also in addition the scoops on the rear wings were redesigned and now incorporated into the shoulder, but still effective enough to keep the engine cool. Now if we have a look inside, this was also redone. The seats became wider and now offered electrical adjustments at both the seats, front and back. The door panels were modified and the side windows were now electrically powered, and air conditioning came as standard. I absolutely love the look of this car. It really is a timeless classic. It's obviously very different from modern supercars, but it stands out. It's absolutely wonderful. Love this car. No idea how much it's worth, mind you, but it is beautiful. This is the replacement for the Countach we were looking at just a minute ago, and this is the Lamborghini Diablo from '97. It's actually the SV model, meaning it's got more power, it's been increased to about 510 brake horsepower, and also they fitted a wing which was fully adjustable. That was probably the best way of spending a Sunday morning, basically hanging around multi-million pound super and hypercars. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Comments are always welcome, and please remember to click on that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.